Before we begin today, filling in your answer sheets, I want to take a minute to draw your attention to some of the features in the booklet that you've been given called Taking the ACT. If you'll turn to the first page, it's actually page 3, I've highlighted some things that I want to draw to your attention. You really should read the entire manual. But the things I want to draw to your attention are the prohibited behaviors. They're found at the bottom of page 3 in the highlighted areas I have now. The importance of I'm not going to go over all of the prohibited behaviors. It is your responsibility to know what is prohibited behavior and what is acceptable behavior. The thing that I want to draw your attention to most particularly is the policy regarding calculators and additional electronic devices such as cell phones, watches, things like that. Those types of electronic devices are prohibited within the testing site. So on test day, I highly encourage you to either leave your phone at home, or you will be reporting to your advisory teacher first thing in the morning, checking in. Your advisory teacher will ask you for your cell phone, have him or her secure your cell phone for the day, and pick it up at the end of the testing session. That will ensure that the phones do not make it in the testing session. If you exhibit any of the prohibited behaviors, it is a disqualification of your test. You will be asked to leave the room, and no makeup test will be given. So please make sure you're aware of the prohibited behaviors and not in violation of any of them. The second thing I want to draw your attention to is on page 4, which turn the page. In the highlighted portions I have here, on test day and before test day. Before test day, I would strongly encourage you to go to actstudent.org and go down their checklist, making sure that you are prepared for the day and you have all of the required things that they suggest that you bring. The most critical things that you need with you on test day are a valid student ID. One will be provided to you on test day, but I would suggest that you need to have your driver's license with you just in case, for whatever reason, your ID is lost. Procedure on that day, you will hand your ID to a person who will check you in at the door. Then you will find your seat where your ID is clearly marked on the table. You have assigned seats within the test session. Your ID that you bring with you and the ID on your table need to match before you will be passed out any testing documents. The other two things that are critical during testing are number 2 pencils, such as this one, not a mechanical pencil. You'll also need these pencils today when you're filling in your test materials. Make sure that you have a wooden, clearly marked number 2 pencil. And lastly, you're going to want to have a calculator and possibly a backup calculator. While only one calculator is allowed at a time during the mathematics portion of the test, you may have a backup calculator just in case your battery dies on test day in an unforeseen way. Lastly, before we move on to marking your documents, I want to stress to you once again, the contents of this booklet are your responsibility. All of the resources that you need to answer any question that you have prior to test day or after you have taken your test can be found within this booklet. Hold on to this booklet after today, and if you need any of the resources found within, feel free to use them at your convenience. If you need any help, please make sure that you contact your counselor or your advisor and they can help you. Thank you.